Hi class, House on Mango Street, uh, page 84, Minerva writes poems. Minerva is only a little bit older than me, but already she has 2 kids and a husband who left. Her mother raised her kids alone, and it looks like her daughters will go that way too. Minerva cries because her luck is unlucky every night and every day, and prays. But when the kids are asleep after she's fed them their pancake dinner, she writes poems on little pieces of paper that she folds over and over and holds in her hands a long time. Little pieces of paper that smell like a dime. She lets me read her poems. I let her read mine. She is always sad like a house on fire. Always something wrong. She has many troubles, but the big one is her husband who left and keeps leaving. One day she is through and lets him know enough is enough. Out the door he goes. Clothes, records, shoes. Out the window and the door locked. But that night he comes back and sends a big rock through the window. Then he is sorry and she opens the door again. Same story. Next week, when she comes over black and blue and says, "What can she do?" "Minerva, I don't know which way she'll go. There is nothing I can do." Bums in the Attic, page 86. I want a house on a hill that looks like the ones with the gardens where Papa works. We go on Sundays, Papa's day off. I used to go. I don't anymore. You don't like to go out with us, Papa said. Getting too old? Getting too stuck up, says Nanny. I don't tell them I'm ashamed, all of us staring out the window like the hungry. I'm tired of looking at what we can't have. When we win the lottery, Mama begins, and then I stop listening. People who live on hills sleep so close to the stars they forget those of us who live too much on earth. They don't look down at all except to be content to live on hills. They have nothing to do with last week's garbage or fear of rats. Night comes, nothing wakes them but the wind. One day I'll own my own house, but I won't forget who I am and where I came from. Passing bums will ask, "Can I come in?" I'll offer them the attic and ask them to stay, because I know how it would be without a house. Some days after dinner, guests and I will sit in the front of a fire. Floorboards with squeakies will squeak upstairs. The attic grumble. Rats, they'll ask. Bums, I'll say, and be happy. Beautiful and Cruel, page 88. I am an ugly daughter. I'm the one nobody comes for. Nenny says she won't wait her whole life for a husband to come and get her. That Minerva's sister left her mother's house by having a baby. But she doesn't want to go that way either. She wants things all her own, to pick and choose. Nenny has pretty eyes, and it's easy to talk that way if you are pretty. My mother says when I get older, my dusty hair will settle and my blouse will learn to stay clean. But I have decided not to grow up tame like the others who lay their necks on the threshold waiting for the ball and chain. In the movies, there is always one with red lips who is beautiful and cruel. She is the one who drives the men crazy and laughs them all away. Her power is her own. She will not give it away. I have begun a quiet war. Simple. Sure. I am one who leaves the table like a man without putting back the chair or picking up the plate. Smart cookie, page 90. I could have been somebody, you know. My mother says and sighs. She has lived in the city her whole life. She can speak 2 languages. She can sing an opera. She knows how to fix a TV, but she doesn't know which subway train to take to get downtown. I hold her hand very tight while we wait for the right train to arrive. She used to draw when she had time. Now she draws with a needle and thread. Little knotted rosebuds, tulips made of silk thread. Some day she would like to go to the ballet. Some day she would like to see a play. She borrows opera records from the public library and sings with velvety lungs, powerful as morning glories. Today, while cooking oatmeal, she is Madam Butterfly until she sighs and points the wooden spoon at me. I could have been somebody, you know. You know, Esperanza, you go to school, study hard. That Madam Butterfly was a fool. She stirs the oatmeal, looks at my compadres. She means Izara, whose husband left, and Yolanda, whose husband is dead. Got to take care of all your own, she said, shaking her head. Then, out of nowhere, shame is a bad thing, you know. It keeps you down. You want to know why I quit school? Because I didn't have nice clothes. No clothes. But I had brains. Yup, she said, disgusted, stirring again. I was a smart cookie then. What Sally Said, page 92. He never hit me hard. She said her mama rubs lard on the places where it hurts. Then at school she'd say, she fell. That's where all the blue places came from. That's why her skin is always scarred. But who believes her? A girl that big, a girl who comes with her pretty face all beaten and black, can't be falling off the stairs. He never hits me hard. But Sally doesn't tell about the time he hit her with his hands like a dog. She said, like as if I was an animal. He thinks I'm going to run away like his sisters who made the family ashamed. Just because I'm a daughter. And then she doesn't say. Sally was going to get permission to stay with us a little, and one Thursday she came finally with a sack of clothes and a paper bag of sweetbread her mamma sent. And we stayed too, except when the dark came, her father, whose eyes were little from crying, knocked on the door and said, please, come back. This is the last time. And she said, Daddy, and went home. Then we didn't need to worry until one day Sally's father catches her talking to a boy, and the next day she doesn't come to school, and the next, until the way Sally tells it, he just went crazy. He just forgot he was her father between the buckle and the belt. You're not my daughter. You're not my daughter. And then he broke into his hands.